What's up, guys? Hold on. All right, it's the middle of the day. I'm drinking my coffee. It is bright as fuck out here. Look at my hand, it just washes away. So I got my hat on. I'm gonna try to pull off a video anyway. I could have probably done it in a better area, but you know what? I'm super amateur. Anyway, check this out, guys. I got me a new drill the other day. And I wanted to kind of do a video talking about drills because I've had a lot of experience with drills because I used to be a cable guy and I was satellite before that. I started off installing Prime Star satellites. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. Satellite, probably about that big. We put them on, you know, a lot of times when people got satellite, man, you weren't putting it on their house. They didn't live in the city. They lived in the woods where there was no signal. You could put it on the roof maybe, or way out in the field and dig a trench. You were digging a trench to install that shit. Not a lot of good battery powered drills back then. Now, fast forward a little bit, I started doing Dish Network. Dish Network bought out Prime Star. I started installing Dish Network. Then moved into working at restaurants for a long time. Then worked at cable for a long time. Now, in the cable business, I started off, when I was doing satellite, I worked for a guy that was a DeWalt freak, right? Just DeWalt everything. So I like DeWalt, right? I mean, this guy liked him. He trained me. You know, you kind of follow your mentor or whatever. So I went with DeWalt, and I like DeWalt. And I went and got me to start doing cable. What they would do is give you a lot of the tools, like the ladder and stuff like that, and then take it out of your check a little bit at a time, which was awesome. I was a subcontractor. Now, you had to get your own, like, ladder rack would be cheaper to get on your own instead of going through them. Just different things you kind of learn. And so your safety belt and stuff like that. I went to a pawn shop and got a safety belt, I think, but I definitely got a drill there, and it was a DeWalt. And I mean, this thing was long like like a sawed-off. It was the size of a sawed-off shotgun or a sawed-off, whatever. I mean, I don't have one like it anymore, but that thing come out. They called it the Beast, right? They called me if they couldn't get through. That thing would get through the wall, man. For sure. It'd take forever, but it'd get through there. And it was nickel cadmium all the way. No, the thing when lithium came out that we didn't like was, you know, with nickel cadmium, you'd go and it would just start slowing down. You're like, oh shit, battery's dying. You know, let me see if I can try to get through this hole. If I got enough power. With the lithium, you'd be drilling, and all of a sudden, the motherfucker would just be dead. So that was weird to get used to. But anyway, we all switched over to different things. Now, after the DeWalt, I actually went with Porter Cable. They had just come back out, and let me take the zero bit out. They had just come back out, and I went and got the this driver, and I got the hammer drill, right? And look how big these batteries are. This is nickel cadmium, you know, huge batteries, just heavy as fuck, guys. I had probably 3-4 chargers, and I had a inverter in my van. I worked out of a van. That way, if it rained, I could still do some work, like make jumpers and shit. Anyway, I had chargers all back through there, an inverter that would start, and it was lined up in the back, just battery after battery. Just go find one that's charged, and you know, they lasted a good long time. I mean, you know how nickel cadmium is. It's not super good. But these things, the thing about it is, these things still work. I could get a charge out of them. Now, the battery's not going to go very long, and no other battery's going to fit these, so these are kind of obsolete. But I used them from, I don't even know when I got them, but I used them up until 2013, and then just kept them around the house. Now, I didn't keep them charged up a lot, stuff like that. Probably ruined the batteries myself. Because my buddy gave me this one. Now, he worked at the cable company. He gave me this little Ryobi, and I just use this around the house, right? It's dead now. So I had to go get another one, and I couldn't afford it. You guys know me. I'm poor, so I've been shopping at Harbor Freight a lot lately, and I got this little Warrior. Now, this thing sucks ass. This is good for keeping a bit in it like this, a little flathead right there, and just keeping it at the ready to screw in screws and shit like that in the house. This is good for in the house. You can use this all day doing stuff like that, putting up curtain rods, you know, any kind of shit like that. I've been using it out here. I've drilled through some metal with it. I've done all kinds of shit. You can see I got mad because this thing, I don't know how to explain this, but say doing cable, when you put your bit in there, you hit the the trigger, and it catches, and it's in there. Boom, you start work, right? With this one, you do that, and it just gives out, right? It stops working. My trigger's all the way down. It's just stopped working, right? It just doesn't have the power. Like I can stop it with my hand, guys. Stop working, right? But you see, it just stopped working. It doesn't have the power, but it does have the power to put in screws and things like that. So it's good to keep like a little lightweight drill, just if you're doing little stuff like that. Now, that's the only drill I have because the rest of them died on me, except for the Porter cable, but they're basically dead because the batteries are obsolete. So I went and got another drill. Now, you guys know it was from Harbor Freight, but what are you guessing that it is? Did I go with Hercules, or did I go with Bauer, or did I get another Warrior thing, or I don't know what else they have, Earthquake? No. I mean, yes, one of those. It was one of those, guys. You're right. Now, there was a deal. There's a deal going on right now. So I went and took advantage of it because I really don't, I mean, I've been able to get away with using this piece of shit, but guys, honestly, let's be honest, for a long time, right? I've got a pneumatic drill and just different stuff I can get through stuff. I got a magnetic drill, right, for precision shit. So I just use that for piddly stuff, but I need a beefier drill. If I want to drill through a little metal without having to get the magnetic drill or anything else out, I want to be able to do so. So I went with one of the kits and I got a little deal. I went with the Bauer, guys. Look, came with a bag. Bauer. Now, personally, I just thought Bauer made hockey equipment, but whatever. I guess they also make drills. I don't even think that's probably the same company, but whatever. I don't know for sure. But this thing's a little beast, man. It's hefty. Now, listen. Obviously, I wanted the Hercules. I picked them up. The Hercules was a lot beefier, a lot more heavy-duty feeling. Just felt better in the hands. It was a little bit smaller. And this is the hammer drill. Because I figure nowadays, if I'm going to get a drill, I'm going to spend the extra $10, get the hammer drill, and just be done with it, right? Be happy with hey, neighbor. So that way I have both. If you ever run into a situation where you need to put some anchors in, you need to bury some shit in concrete, man, you already got a hammer drill, pick up a masonry bit. We used to use long ones, man. We went in where I'm from. Around here, it's a lot of stucco and block. Now, block is a nightmare because you got to go through the block when you're doing cable. Because you got to go through the block, that empty space, and then try to hit the hole on the other side once you drill the hole with the cable. That sucks. But either way, with a lot of our stuff was brick. So we go through the mortar joints. We go through, I think it was 2 blocks above the vent. There would be wood there, the floor joist. So we would go through the mortar, obviously, and we'd go through, you're talking about a bit, and you're going blind in there. You don't really know what's on the other side. You're just, hell, one time I took the power out in somebody's living room on one side of their trailer, Hey, sometimes you hit stuff, sometimes you don't. There's horror stories. Everybody's got one. I got a lot of crawl spaces in Tennessee. Not here. You're in attics. I'd rather be in a crawl space than an attic. If you've ever done cable, you know what I mean. I've been in attics where I've been bent over and there's water just pouring off my head like damn a pitcher, like I'm a pitcher of water. I mean, and then you get to the door, that cold air hits you, and then you just want to pass out because it's just, right? I'd rather be under a house. Now, I have pissed on myself under a house before, but I was trying to pee, and it was going uphill on the plastic and coming down on me. It got on me, guys, I'll just be honest. Let me put a bit in it. It's just got some power. I wish I would have got, I would have rather got the Hercules, but I don't use it enough either. Oh, it's set to, right? That motherfucker, it's caught in there now. It's in there. That's another thing with this little Warrior. It didn't have the torque to be able to put that bit in there. Some of it's just crooked in there. So it would fall out all the time too. So I could tell. But anyway, you want to get a hammer drill just in case, man. You never know when you're going to have to do. Hell, one of the guys that my mother-in-law tried to get this handyman to put a safe in, right? He said he went through 2 bits and never could finish the job, right? Handyman. Now, if he would have bought the hammer drill instead of just the drill driver, spent $10 more, he could have got a masonry bit. What are they? $25 now, something like that. Put that in the freaking cost of what the job, and then just been in there in a few minutes. So I would definitely get the hammer drill, guys. No, with whatever you get, just spring for it because you never know when you're going to need it. So yeah, I went with the Bauer. It's the 20-volt lithium system. Now look, they came with the 1.5 amp hour batteries. A lot of people don't like those, but it came with a free one too. Comes with a rapid charger, which is actually their slow charger. I've been watching videos on it. And the fast charger is actually the fast charger. It has to say fast on it, not rapid. Okay? China logic. All right. 1.5 amp hours. It came with a free one of those. Now I've got 3 amp hours the way I look at it. One 3 amp hour battery. I don't do a lot of drilling, guys, like, you know, taking screws off the shit. I've got pneumatic impacts if I'm taking big bolts off. This is just to have around, and I needed something beefier because I got irritated with the bit falling out of the other one. You know, that was mainly the thing. Just you're in the middle of doing something and mother, you know how it is. So either way, guys, I picked that up. That deal's going on right now. You know, check it out. Now, I do want to show you something else. I guess I'll have to go in this way since I got the tripod set up. But I picked this up a while back. It's a Pittsburgh socket set. Now, guys, I've got thousands of sockets. Socket wrenches, just anything you can think of. Any kind of tool. My father-in-law left them all, right? But a lot of the old cases where they were kept in and stuff like that were rotted plastic, just falling apart. A lot of it just ended up in buckets, and I have them, but there's something to be said about having your shit organized and put away. That's why I bought this, because I've got thousands. Like I say, I got any socket you want. I've probably got 10 millimeters in a damn jar in there, right? You gotta keep those things around. You gotta keep those things on lock. Now, I bought this Pittsburgh. I don't know how much it was, like 30 bucks. It was real cheap, but it's got everything you need. It's even got the spark plug socket with the rubber in there. Now, guys, I know this content sucks, but I'm just trying to tell you about these deals that are out there. The whole reason I got it is to have one that I can just open up and everything's right there, and I know which size I need. I can eyeball it. You know, I'm not searching through the toolbox for it. So anyway, that's a little video about the drills mainly. That socket set was just a little thing I wanted to throw in there, but that's about the drills, guys. Check out the Bauer. I don't know anything about them, but they've had good reviews. They keep up pretty good with the Hercules, but the Hercules is still just, you know, now there is speculation that Hercules is going to be going away, or Harbor Freight's not putting enough effort into them, or what. I don't care about any of that. I just want something that's going to work, and this seems to be doing pretty good. You know, if something comes up, you know, I'll tell you about it. But until then, all right, guys, I'm obviously not a drill connoisseur, but hey, it works. It looks like it's going to be pretty hefty. And then I'm going to keep this one around for putting in screws and stuff. Unless I just get mad enough at it. Done. All right, guys. There's another video for the books, right? A video on drills. When are we going to get to some welding? Let's do this. Let's do some welding. I'm about to set everything up, and we're going to do some welding today. See you tomorrow.